So the problem is that there are fewer treatment centers in America. The ones that exist are very expensive.
It was the insurance industry who was determining who could be admitted, how they could be treated, how long they could be treated.
Then we started to see coverages from third parties disappear.
We gradually got to an understanding where we knew what we had to do.
And what we're offering them is a more in-depth participation in the spirituality and steps of Alcoholics Anonymous.
What we wanted to do is create a model that assumed that the people coming to us already knew they had the problem, that it was all about the solution.
When I pulled up the drive and approached the building of the retreat, there was just an incredibly powerful feeling that was spiritual in nature. And I met John, and we just started talking about the retreat, the vision that he had for what the retreat would be. It was this great connection.
The idea of the retreat really took a long time to start. The impetus of it was George bringing together a group of people and saying, you know, let's come up with a new model somehow, and let's bring people together that have had years of experience in the field, in recovery, that are all committed to do the same thing, come up with another approach to helping people.
I chose people for the board who were in recovery, who had good recovery, who were dedicated to the field. And I said to them, let's try to evolve a system based on what we know about recovery.
We met at the Basilica at St. Mary's in the rectory once a month for 7 years. And it was a frustrating, time-consuming process.
To watch George Mann say, I will go out and raise $600,000 to get this thing off the ground. And I knew he couldn't raise the money. And he went out and he raised the money. And the property came, we found the right piece of property, and it came together. And John Curtis agreed to leave a very important job that he had in the field and come with us to do this work. And when those three things came together, it went clunk.
Total abstinence and active involvement in Alcoholics Anonymous are by far the most effective approaches to helping people recover. And if we know that as a field, then why not put all of our energy teaching people the basic principles of recovery embodied in AA?
I never really knew the Big Book before. I've been in the program in and out since I was 14 years old. I never studied the Big Book. I never understood the Big Book. To me, that was for the old timers, and those are the ones that needed the Big Book. I, of course, had something else.
What we do is a 3-week rotation, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Starts at 8 in the morning, usually goes about 2 hours. And we start at the beginning of the book with the doctor's opinion, and we take them through chapter 7. So they have the basic information about the steps, how to do them, what's expected of them, and basically how things fit together and how they work.
So an experience that someone has here at the retreat for a month, they're going to meet 100 different volunteers that come in and out of the retreat carrying a message of hope and recovery. And I'll tell you, if you're at all interested in recovery, it is attractive.
The volunteers who come to the retreat are one of the greatest gifts. They carry the message in a way that it's workable, it's understandable. The generosity of spirit, people have to drive a long way to get out here, and they keep doing it. Week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. They're the best.
It's just one alcoholic helping another. And that, I think, is really the special component that the retreat has that other places don't. That it's this idea that we have the tools, each and every one of us, to help each other.
DJ is the spiritual sage of the retreat. That's what we call him. And DJ comes every weekend on Saturday, and he stays until Sunday afternoon, and he really keeps a lid on this place.
DJ is a great Thomas Merton fan, and he pulls all these great sayings from various spiritual teachers. One day we came in on a Monday, and DJ had put like 70 plaques all over the retreat. So we had to kind of streamlined those a bit, but still today there are kind of messages about think and live and talk spirituality.
I have been given so much from this program, and I have so much to give back. I'll never give back with as much as I've gotten. And so that's why I come down here. Besides that, I kind of like alcoholics.
We have specific board members that have been committed to the retreat over the years and have been absolutely crucial in setting up the scholarship fund. We have very good friends of the retreat that were instrumental in setting up the loan program, and they continually support us in service to the board, in spiritual guidance and sticking with our mission, and in financial support.
After we've been open about a year, we found that a lot of the people that came to the retreat needed more time than 30 days, 35, 40 days. And so we were finding them needing to go from the retreat to a sober house. So we found a house on Summit Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's a duplex. And we had men on one side and women in the other. Charged people $400 a month. To live there, they had to go to a minimum of 4 meetings a week. They had to have a sponsor, work closely with their sponsor. They had to do a service commitment once a week. They had to work full-time, pay all their bills on time. And they had to become an important part of the recovery in the home, in the house.
Having to learn to deal with and live with, 5 other personalities and 5 other ways of doing things. The only thing I could do was either A, go crazy and move out, or B, start to let go and accept the differences and work with them.
That's the beauty of this place, is that you can get sober with people and that you can recover with a core group of your good friends if you're in it again for real.
On Thursday nights we had a mandatory house meeting and a dinner in which we all sat down together and discussed, what was going on in our lives. And the beautiful thing about those Thursday night dinners is that afterwards, the retreat brings in a big book study.
When the retreat opened, and I know John Curtis was looking for groups to come in and do service, and he said he wanted to get a big book study going at the retreat sober house. And I said, sign me up.
Today we have 3 sober living residences, we call them. We have 40 people. We're still at around $400 a month. The average length of stay is 6 months to a year. And it has become a real vibrant element of the recovering community in St. Paul.
I think a lot of it is about recovery from the heart rather than from the head. It is recovery in action. It's about getting involved, as Bob likes to say, head, ass, and overcoat.
Absolutely.
And it's not some out there philosophical idea. Recovering is about getting up each morning and going about your life.
What I do see a lot in the community of people who stay around after their retreat experience is that they learned the tools here at the retreat to get to that spot of seeing their recovery as a gift rather than a burden.
I'm not asking for much anymore. These are the walks I take at night with a fellow AA buddy is cool. The meeting at Starbucks, I just like the lifestyle. It's really the little things that makes it really fills me inside in a comfortable way.
When Dr. Bob was asked kind of to describe Alcoholics Anonymous in just a couple of words, he said, AA is all about love and service. And when I think about the retreat, it is at the core of everything the retreat is about, love and service.
It's like most things that involve grace and most things that involve spirituality, they seem to have a life of their own. And once that starts to happen, it's you feel like you're cooperating with something rather than making it happen.
In our world today, with all of the wars and the cynicism and the negativism, when I come out here and I experience the love, the compassion, the care, all the things that occur on a regular basis here, it is really invigorating And it is so affirming. I get a whole, I say, there really is hope for us after all.
When I left, I had something to stay sober with. I had a remedy.